So, hello. I think I try to continue what the previous said. So it's not just about that no one wants to be the boss, or maybe everyone wants to be the boss, or there's no point that only one is the boss. But who am I? My name is Karl-Johan. I'm 38 years old. I have two kids, already divorced. I do CrossFit, snowboarding, and yes, I'm an overperformer. I have been doing too much in my life, and now I'm slowing down, and that's why all the yoga and meditation. And I have also this JCI Nuorkauppakamari hobby. I'm very active there, almost a decade. And now I have my own company. I started to be fully employ myself since August. And I also act as a CEO in Akos Developers, which is bringing rental coders from Baltia, Russia to Finland. And on the right side in this matrix, you can see my IT technical history, but I'm much more than just an IT guy. And I realized it like 2 years ago. And how did I get my role to these self-organizing teams? I have been doing coding maybe 20 years, and I have been delivering agile projects 15 years. Then I have this Junior Chamber International. I have been almost a decade doing stuff there, and usually when you're in an association, the named leaders are doing their job. So it's very like self-organizing or self-management driven. And a couple of years ago, I started. I felt that I was working the wrong place. I was in one big IT company, and I transferred to Digital Illustrated, which is a TL organization without bosses, without sales guys, and there are like 80 people and the CEO, and I really like that. Hey, this is my thing. I really like this, and I started to blogging about it, and then I started to realize that hey, I see this pattern, I see this model that how does a self-organizing team work. My model is a tool. It's very simple tool because there's lots of literature books about this, and then you have to understand the whole world, and then you have to choose for you. But I have made a tool, and I use it as a 1 year ago. I made it as an online course. Thank you, Business Finland money. And yeah, that's the self-organizing team made simple. And this year I have hosted this monthly meetup about this subject. There are people who have written books or changed their company, changed a company to have less structure, less hierarchy and bosses. And then there are always discussions. They're like it's 1.5 hours, but it's in Finnish. 1.5 hours. Half the first half is presentations, and then the last is about discussion. But that's the how I led to this, and I have this summer cabin example. In Finland, we always go to summer cabin, and how would you feel that if when you are going to summer cabin, someone is telling what you can do, when you can do, and who you can be with? No. How does this mökkiviikonloppu trip to summer cabin for a weekend? How does it start? Someone gets idea, asks people around, hey, let's go and do this. Then someone is interested in food. He or she starts to ask around that, hey, can I organize the food, or what do you like to eat? And maybe someone is a fisherman, he likes to fish. He asks who wants to have fishing equipment with. Can we have a boat? And then when they get to the summer cabin, the one who loves sauna, he's chopping wood there and warming up the sauna. So the summer cabin example is a natural self-organizing team. There's no leader. Of course, if someone is owning the cabin and you are not renting it, people take different roles. Some things are asked from certain people. They are not all always equal, and they shouldn't be because they don't want to be. But this is the example of how we can work in the work life, like in the summer cabin. And we don't have to have so strict rules, and we can change roles. And it's because we should have some kind of rules. A good team always has rules, and they have agreed them together, not like one person said them. I will present you very shortly my model, and then I will take questions, and you can also stop me. I don't see these teams so very well, so maybe Harry could say that if there are messages in chat or questions or raising hands, can you help me facilitating?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Thank you. So as you see, I may be like Maslow hierarchy of needs because I copied the model, and this is the first version of it. And but the point is similar. There are 8 stages, and when you are in the below stages, you can only when you get all the criteria fulfilled, you can go to the next phase, and then up and up and up. And these are just the stages and names for them. I will open them shortly. And below there is the online course if you're interested. I'm very sorry it's only in Finnish, but I will do a translation. But yeah, people, my friends, and this service design person said that, hey, this is too complex. There's too many stages. Make it more simpler. Okay, there's 3 main levels. So there are teamwork basics in the bottom levels. It means that this stuff you have to have in order, whether you have boss or not, a leader in your team. Then the second level is shared leadership. So you can share some of the stuff. For example, in the summer cabin, we don't need one person to say that who will warm up the sauna. People can take the leadership themselves or give it for, like, someone asks that, hey, I want to make food, can I make food? Other says yes, then he or she is the food master. So the shared leadership will work even if the team has a leader. And in the top, the third main level is self-organizing team. Then there is no need for leader because all the roles and responsibilities have been shared among the team. And in this model, this works for every team, and it's more like a tool to understand where you are and where do you want to go. And with this tool, there are rules that there are room for emotion as well. I think emotions are very, very important. I really like that the last presentation ended up with the emotions. So in the first level, time for discussion, it really means the physical presence, that you have to be there. Okay, because of Corona, it can be this Teams online meeting, but it means that you manage your own work so that you will go to the team meetings. You will place them into your calendar. You prioritize them. You don't book customer meetings when you have team meeting. If it's a very important customer meeting, then you ask for a team that, hey, can we change the team meeting? But it doesn't work. You can't be a member of the team if you're not in the team meetings and communicate with your team. Okay, then the second is open discussion. So you are in the meeting. If you don't say anything, you're not part of the team. People can't read your mind. So it means that the team atmosphere needs to be open. Everyone needs to have the possibility to have an opinion. People can disagree. People need to dare to say that what they think. Otherwise, it's not a team. It's then just some listening room or group. So you have to be able to discuss about everything and be yourself. And if you don't know your emotions and if you can't handle them, with handle I don't mean suppress, I mean just handle or know that, okay, now I'm angry, maybe I take a pause, but you have to be yourself. And the last in the teamwork basics level is the third level, noticing other opinions. So you are in the meeting, you say what you want to, what you think, but then you have to also listen what others tell. You have to receive messages, and you have to understand that all opinions are equal. So there are things versus people. We can agree to disagree. We don't always agree about stuff, but it doesn't mean that the other guy is idiot. He just thinks different way. And receiving meeting this level also means that you have to prioritize meeting topics. So if this is a team who meets couple times a week or one time a week, 1 hour, you can't go through all of the stuff you have. You have to prioritize what needs to be discussed and what left to the next meeting. And in this receiving messages level, there's also this characteristic that when someone says something to you, you have to change your action. And in the next meeting, you can say that, hey, Pirkko said this, and I tried that out, and it worked or not worked. But somehow you say, you make it out loud that you have received the message and tried to do something about it. And also means justifications, that if someone disagrees with you, without getting angry, you can discuss and you can go it through why you don't agree something. So this is the teamwork basics level. Without these three levels, there can't be a team. And for startups, I think this is maybe you're hurry. You don't have rules together. You haven't agreed about anything. You just led things to and actions led to some place or company where you are. I think this is something you have to agree with your whole team together. No matter is there a leadership, CEO, or what is your structure, because you can't be a team if you're not there. Open your mouth and listen what others say. Okay, then we move to the next main level, shared leadership. When this team they start to do this sparring, it's the green sparring level. It means the we spirit. Maybe it's in Finnish mehenki, but you start to get attached to each other. It means that you will use your time to teach others, and you learn that it's okay to ask help, or it's very good to ask help from your team members. Not all things you should do by yourself. And when you're doing this sparring together, you start to understand that this is a teamwork. You are doing this together. There can be individual heroes in this level, but you start to understand that this is teamwork, and you understand that it's based on information exchange, that you meet regularly and communicate with each other, and you start to know about the team. So you don't know personally maybe people, but you know who does and what. For example, if there's a team of 7 persons, you really can understand what other people do. And in the online course, I have practices like doing a map, that who knows and what, and then mapping also, putting in the map that who wants to learn something new skills. So that's like a note to the whole team that it's very visual and easy to look at how people plays, who can do and what in the team. Then the second level of shared leadership is appreciation. When you have been sparring together, then you really get known to each other. When you discuss many times with some other person, you start to notice that what kind of person he or she is. And then when you appreciate someone, you start to ask them opinion. So you might not need help anymore, but you want to have the other person's opinions because you know that, okay, it could help me in my work a lot. And in this appreciation level, you always solve all the conflicts. And you also express your support, even if you disagree with the actual thing the other is doing, because this is what you do in the work life when you really want to work with someone. And when you have this good atmosphere, it's easy to bring up difficult subjects. For example, if someone has failed, in this level, you should tell that if you have failed in your work and discuss it with the team. And also in this level, if you don't do it, the others are supposed to bring it up. The team can't work if you are hiding your mistakes, because you have to understand also that the mistakes is not bad thing. It's a good thing. It's how to learn to do stuff better. At least in Finland, they are maybe sometimes hiding mistakes, but remember that, yeah, in this level there are celebrations. You should celebrate all the little things and the big things. If someone achieved something, went to some goal, and also you can celebrate it if something failed. And the bigger the failure, the bigger the party, because usually failure, when it's admitted, it means learning and growing. So remember to celebrate. So this is the shared leadership level, and I think these levels, these five first levels, can be there even if the team has a leader, if the company has a CEO, and the above levels could also, but this model is designed for self-organizing team. So the first level of self-organizing team is trust. It means team is like a family. It doesn't mean that you have to spend your free time with the team, but it's more like you notice that you are spending your free time with the team. In my age, when you have small kids, multiple kids, it could only mean that one evening or one hobby in a month. But with younger people who doesn't have kids, it could be more often. There's no rule for that, but it's just like the feeling you got that, hey, I'm hanging out with these guys and we are not doing work. And in the trust level, you also start to tell your secrets, or secrets get revealed. It's because you trust them. You want to share something so they know. And when you have a bad day, when your emotions are in a bad shape, you can tell them and they understand. You don't have to explain anymore. And they can even help you that, hey, take a break. Do something, I will handle this for you. And in this trust level, there is continuous sparring. You're always discussing and thinking that could this be wrong or better, or how to do this better. And if in the below levels someone said and disagreed with you and it made you irritated, in this level it won't get you irritated because you have get known to this. You understand that this is part of the process. This is how the team works. You get the angle, point of view because of other people. And usually in this level there are these working couples, team, like two persons. It's because if you want to have opinions for everything, it might be too heavy to put all the small things to the whole team. Maybe you have one close friend to ask first, and hey, on the small things. Then there is the seventh level, shared point of view. It means the common goal. It means that all of the members of the team start to think the same. In this level, people bring new stuff to the team all the time. It could relate to work or not relate to work. You're breathing the change, and the change is normal. You work as a, I will tell you in the next level. And then there is this stretching. So you will do stuff that you don't want to do just because you want to help your teammate. And then there's coping at work. So if someone is getting stressed or too tired, you notice it and you say it to the person. You understand that there is no team leader whose responsibility is that if the person doesn't see it himself, then you have to say to it, hey, now you need to take a break. Or for example, if someone is working when he's sick, in this level, everyone says to this guy or girl that, hey, go home. And the last is high mind, is adaptive team. So in this level, people are changing tasks together. They are noticing stress very early. They are giving and receiving feedback all the time. They are training, giving the negative feedback because they always know that it always can be given a better way. This kind of team reacts to change. It's like there are many birds flying in the sky, and they see some obstacle and they just go around it. Inside the birds, they change positions, they change roles. The one who was in the first could be in the end, but outside it looked like that just a hive just went by. So teams start to react that way. And in this level, there is no point of having leader doing the decisions. Everyone can do the decisions for the team because everyone trusts each other, knows each other, and likes each other, or maybe not like, but trust at least. And everyone knows that each member of the team can make their decisions for the team. And in this level, there are no anymore individual heroes to save people. Everything is done together. So this is one way to do work in the work life. And this is how I did 2 years in Digital Illustrated. And I want to teach this stuff to other peoples. And you don't have to go to the top if you don't want to. You can choose any level there. And I think the point of this tool is understand where you are and where you want to go and what you're missing. If you're thinking that why your team is not working like an adaptive team, if you're missing appreciation and sparring, and maybe trust, there's no wonder. Or usually if people doesn't come to the meetings, the first level is not working. No wonder the team is not adaptive team. Now I can take questions.